Stacey Abrams is known in the world of politics. She's also a New York Times best-selling author, and she is out with a third book in her award-winning children's series. It's called Stacey Speaks Up, and Stacey Abrams is going to be featured in the LA Times Festival of Books later this month. She's joining us now. So good to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us about this latest book. What's it about?
Well, Stacey Speaks Up is the story of little Stacey and a day in the cafeteria when she notices one of her classmates can't afford lunch. She wrestles with what it means to need an adult's help, but to believe that she might be the only solution. And so she takes it upon herself to gather her friends and see if she can tackle the issue of hunger, but also, think about what it means to speak up for someone else.
Yeah, it's great. And I mean, you've written so many books, fiction, nonfiction, and now these children's books. I mean, what inspired you to go in this direction now?
Well, I have 6 nieces and nephews, and they can't read my romance or my legal thrillers, and they're not quite ready for my treatises on tax policy or democracy. Uh, so I wanted to give them something that they would enjoy. But I also wanted to tell stories about how we can combine empathy and advocacy, how we can confront challenges, and how we are better when we respect and embrace one another. And so each of these stories is drawn from my childhood, but it's my attempt to share these lessons that I've learned and these opportunities I've had with kids who are ready to learn.
And what are the nieces and nephews saying about the book so far?
Well, they are very, very strong critics. The very first one they enjoyed, but one of my nephews was very clear about some of the words he liked and didn't like. One of my nieces who read Stacey Speaks Up was very enamored of the artistic approach that my illustrator took, and she was very put out that the child didn't have access to lunch at first. And so I think they're resonating.
Yeah, I'll say. And when you do a children's book, it's different than, a book for an adult because you rely so heavily on the illustrations. Has that been a little bit different for you to, kind of you almost have to partner with that person?
Well, I've been very grateful to partner with Kit since the very first book. Kit Thomas is an amazing artist. But what is also important is being able to take what can be a dense idea and make it accessible but not reductive. Kids are smart, they are savvy, they want to be treated with respect. And so being able to write a story that can be both illustrated but also illustrative of an idea that they feel ownership of is really a much more complicated story. Telling a story in 30 pages versus 300 is a challenge, but it's one that I'm grateful to have a chance to take on.
Well, I have to admit, I didn't realize how many books you had written. I mean, when do you find the time to do all this writing?
I love writing, and it is part of how I understand the world. So for me, writing is as much a part of my life as the businesses I run or the civic activism I'm engaged in. It's just a different way of offering my ideas and trying to do my part for the communities I'm in. And so, it also helps that they either want a book or they want their advance back. So I get my book written.
Well, you're killing it. Thank you so much for all that you're doing and for taking a little time for us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.